Hello friends, Nayaswami Hriman here. I'd like to talk a little bit about the basic meditation technique that Paramahansa Yogananda gave. It's a technique that he called, after the mantra that's used, Hong Sha. H-O-N-G-S-A-U is how he spelled it. He pronounced it more like a Bengali, which is what he was. So rather than Hong Sa, he would say Hong Sha. But however you say it is not important, because during the technique it's said silently in any case. And so this technique, which involves getting centered and focused, closing your eyes, lifting your gaze through the point between the eyebrows, take a deep breath and exhale, and then you simply sit back, as it were, and watch the flow of breath rising and falling through the nasal passages. You're not dealing with the lungs so much, or at all, really. Your mind is, even though your eyes are lifted up, your attention is on the flow of breath, rising and falling. And as it rises naturally of its own without your control, you mentally chant Hong. And when the breath exhales without your control, you silently chant Sa. Hong Sha. It means, I am spirit, I am peace. And so you don't need to spend a lot of time translating the mantra once you know what it means. It's pretty simple. It's an affirmation of my greater reality as consciousness, and not just an ego or a personality. But whatever the philosophy is, the breath is a natural focal point for your concentration. Now, one thing I'd like to point out, because this is taught throughout the world in various Ananda and other centers based on Yogananda's teachings and through various books and things, so this isn't a course so much, but what I want to point out is something that is often not noted, which is the process of watching your breath in the state and in the practice of meditation prepares the mind, conditions the mind, especially the subconscious mind, to become more mindful, which is, of course, why this technique, or an infinity of variations on this technique, is basically given in 1,000 different forms throughout the world. But that mindfulness, in other words, is not just what takes place in meditation. It also begins to prepare the soil of your consciousness to be more aware of things that you say, how you conduct yourself, how you walk, how you do all sorts of things in that way. And so this is a specific benefit of Hong Sha meditation that I wanted to mention. The technique is, it stands on its own in certain traditions outside Yogananda's own lineage. And so you don't really need more than that. But it has a benefit and a purpose that is also worth mentioning. Number one, the technique, as Yogananda taught it in all of its various details, teaches us to focus here at the spiritual eye as we follow the breath. Okay. Number two, it teaches us to let go of controlling. In that sense, because it impacts the breath, it is a pranayam, but because you're not controlling the breath, it's not classically noted as a pranayam. Okay, and I think I'll leave it at that. It teaches concentration, but the fruit of the practice is the upliftment feeling of peace.